Okay, here's what we're up to today. We've got to find a way to pressure test this rad, and I don't really feel like taking it to a rad shop and paying a fortune. So what we're going to do is we're going to find a way to put a valve stem in a fitting that can go onto one of these pipes, and we're just going to make a cap with the other so we can put 15 pounds in with the tire chuck, and that'll allow us to put it in and hold it and see if there's any leaks anywhere. My thought is, I got some of these scrap bits of steel. They were shims from a construction site. They go under a beam on your house, but they're kind of nice. They're got some substance to them. I know that this hole is a .453, so 453 thou. 9/16 is close enough for what I'm doing, so I have a 9/16 drill bit. The goal is we're going to punch a hole in the middle of this so that we can mount the valve stem. I'm going to straighten up the end of this piece of fence pipe. It used to be a rad hose on my Jeep. And we're going to use this fence pipe because it's going to be easy to weld. It's not galvanized or nothing, it's just old steel pipe. We're going to true it up, weld it on here with the hole in the center, and we can take a piece of hose that'll slip on over top of this and over top of that and clamp it, and that'll give us a way to put air pressure in the rad. We're going to duplicate the exact same thing on the other side with a blank, or I might get creative and weld a fitting and a pressure gauge onto it. We'll see. But for now, we're just going to start making the first piece and see how it goes. Couple of pieces. We're going to cheat a little bit because I can. We're going to take them out to the lathe and true the ends up, clean off the burrs. Alright, I'm no different than anybody else. My shop's a mess. My workspace is always a mess. It's what it is when you're busy and you have a full-time job. And you drop the stock. Any of you guys who know this lathe or have seen it in any of my other videos, these are over 100 years old. Came off a World War I ship that was broke up some years ago in one of our local ports. This lathe has got a ton of wear on the front end of it here. Made by Pratt & Whitney. It's pretty cool. It works good. Okay, back to the shop. Alright, next up, we're going to weld it. Don't need too much, that's fine. This is what we're doing. Setting that on a plate. We'll drill the hole in the center after. And for now, that's where we're at. Okay, with a lot of heat, that'll seal it up. we're going to go over to the lathe and trim these up so they're not quite so ugly. Okay, here's what we got. Made one piece, and it's just simple, welded plate. It's a plug basically. It's going to go on the one of the ports of the rad. The other one we drilled this hole in. So we're going to clean this up, get this hole cleaned up nice. That's going to take this valve stem. That's going to allow us to pressurize that cap and then read the pressure with a tire gauge, and hopefully it holds. Alright, so the fittings and the rubber pieces I have are the ones that came off the rad. That's all I've got, and that's all we're going to use. Put that back on there and clamp it. Right, these just pull through on a rim. They pull through just like that, and that should be adequate for a nice seal. You can see it inside maybe. Right. I think you're getting the idea here. Okay, here's the rad. This is how this is going to go. I'm going to put these guys on here and get this thing sealed up the best we can. And put some air pressure to this. Bump it up until we see 15 pounds per square inch, that is. I'm not sure what that is in kilopascals, convert it yourself. Well, I can hear something leaking. Okay, so So far the only thing leaking is the cap. 7-pound cap, I guess. Okay, so this is the caps that we made installed. Just a couple of hose clamps, the right size hose. Tire stems in. This cap is a blank just to seal it off. What I did here for the rad cap hole is I went down to our local parts shop and got a frost plug repair, which is just a rubber bung basically that you can tighten up to fill the space. The idea of that is it eliminates the cap. The cap actually lets off at like 7 pounds because of the spring, and I want to push this thing to 15 and see if it'll hold. Went and stole the squirt bottle from the wife so she can't water the plants, and I'm going to put soapy water in this. We're going to go around and spray all the seams and up and down the fins and whatnot, see if there's any leaks. Spray around the fittings. I had a couple of repairs, and obviously I want to check the seal on the new part that I moved, and we're going to go from there and see how this thing holds. All right, 15 pounds. All right. That's a leak. I gotta do a little soldering on the top joint. The bottom one that we moved is working well. The patch is doing well. So this is the one that was actually leaking originally that prompted me to even pull the rad. It was leaking around the top here. Yep, definitely leaking. Okay, so that's it in a nutshell. You got to see the rad leak when I pressurized it. This was just a piece of pipe. It could have been straight, doesn't matter, just had to fit on the rad. That's the blank I made. This is the other piece. It was a blank but with a hole drilled in it for whatever size valve stem, and that's sealed perfectly. It worked really, really well. I used this for the rad cap because the rad cap vents at a certain pressure and I wanted to get up and hold the pressure. So this is just a regular frost plug repair piece, right? And you can get these in all different sizes. This was 1 1/8 inch. Obviously tire chuck and a pressure gauge. And that worked really, really well. I was able to put 15 pounds in the rad and hold it, and I could spray it down with soapy water. Of course, just a regular squirt bottle. There's some nice soapy water in it, and it bubbled out. You gotta wait when you're doing this stuff. You gotta let the soap actually have time to bubble up. Anyways, that's it. I appreciate you watching. See you on the next video.